Hey y'all, Kraken Latte here. It's that time again where I bring you my tips, facts, or experience that you may or may not find helpful. It seems we get lucky one more time with stacking XP buffs. Pre-patch isn't here just yet, so we've still got the Winds of Wisdom 50% experience buff with us. And, just like how it stacked with Darkmoon Fair at the start of this month, it will overlap with the Hollow's End holiday. Once again, we can get all the way up to a whopping 80% XP buff, so let's go over how to do that. Now, what is the Winds of Wisdom, you say? Why, a delicious 50% increased experience gain for leveling. While pre-patch is bringing some tasty changes to leveling, and there's no shame in waiting until then to do so, now is a good time to catch up any extra alts you may want for pre-patch. I'd imagine that there will be some new, limited-time collectibles themed to Dragonflight that you may want to get, and will undoubtedly be gone after pre-patch is over. To get started, there's a bonus experience buff that you'll want to pick up. To get this, you'll want to go to the front gates of Stormwind and use the bonfire in front of the Wickerman there as Alliance, or go to Undercity and click on the ash piles in front of the Wickerman as Horde. This buff gives a 10% XP increase for 2 hours, and actually affects Rep 2, so that's cool. Secondly, Warmode! Love it or hate it, it's always available for level 20 or higher characters if you want it. And it will grant a constant 10% XP buff at minimum if you turn it on. So there's our 70%. Now, for that extra 10% needed to hit 80%, this one is optional and not worth your time farming if you don't already have a bunch on hand. The Drought of 10 Lands from Battle for Azeroth can be used on alts less than level 50. But these are a pain, in my opinion, to farm since they need special currency from Battle for Azeroth that you can only get from the 7th Legion or Honor-bound World Quests, Paragon Chests, and Warfronts. There might be another source, but those are the main ones. Personally, I wouldn't waste time getting these because you can't get very many very quickly, especially since it's practically impossible to get into Warfronts now. But if you already have a bunch of droughts stored somewhere, or already have a ton of the commendations needed to buy them on hand, now's a good time to use them. So, with a tasty buff like that, it's time to level like your alts depend on it. And technically they do. They need you, like a child needs a parent. Lucky for you, I have some wonderful leveling guides that will be good only until pre-patch, linked in the description and in a pin below. Keep in mind that your results are obviously going to be different with an 80% buff. That's a big buff. But to keep things as smooth as possible, I'd recommend actually moving on to the next section in my guides once you hit the level I say that you'll be at. You know, the level you need. So, you know, when you're 23, move on. When you're 30, move on. You'll see what I mean when you watch the guide. It'll scale better that way and help keep you from getting bored, so. And there we have it. If you think I've missed information or you want to request I do a specific guide, let me know in the comments below. Even if I don't answer you, I just might add your idea to my list. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's never too latte.